Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Ready.
In a 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
I'm Brian, Gen X.
And if you haven't joined us before, we are three friends from three generations. Wait a minute. That's right. Two friends tonight because young Nicholas, the millennial, is on assignment.
It's a special secret assignment that
Special super secret assignment.
Top secret, yes, yeah.
Shh.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Brian, where could the fans, if you're listening, where else could they find us and whatnot?
Well, you might be listening to us on your favorite podcast platforms. It can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. You can also ask your home assistant device to play the Convincing Idiots podcast, and you will hear our lovely voices in your home. You may be watching us on YouTube, our channel, Convincing Idiots. Find us there. Give us a subscribe. All show information can be found on our Facebook page at Convincing Idiots, all one word. We are on Instagram at Convincing_Idiots, Twitter at Convincing Idiot, no S, TikTok at Convincing Idiots. Email the show, convincingidiots@gmail.com. If you can't remember any of this information, you may Google our Linktree account. Just look for Linktree Convincing Idiots, and our nice Linktree profile will come up. It has links to all the pages I just mentioned to you, our Apple Podcast link and Spotify link, email link. Everything is there for you. Google Linktree, Link, tree, Convincing Idiots. Check out our profile. Give us a like, give us a share if you like our stuff. We appreciate your
Tell a friend.
support. Tell a friend, absolutely. That's how we try to grow a little bit. Go ahead.
And if all else fails, ask your mom. She knows about us.
That's right. That's right. She might know about us prior to the podcast, but she probably heard or saw or smelled or felt something or something like that previously. So
I mean, it's your mama, guys. You know what she does.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right. I do want to say too, Dean, a couple episodes we talked about our friends over in India who
yes,
I work with and who may be listening to us and all that. We've had a couple devastating losses there, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, hearts to go out to everybody. Most people, though, very fortunately, are getting well. They're recovering.
Okay.
So hopefully that continues. So our hearts and still go out to you guys over there in India who might be listening to
Absolutely.
us still. So get through this difficult time. And if you find us mildly entertaining while you're sitting home recovering or in quarantine or whatever it is, we hope to provide at least a little bit of a smile or a laugh or something like that to you. So anyways, after that note, Dean, so how are you, sir? What's going on today? Anything interesting? Today's your normal movie night, yes?
Movie night, yeah. We went to see a Scoob. I guess it's been out. I didn't know about it until I just saw it on the marquee, or not on that it was in the theaters. And I know, yes, I took my 9-year-old son to see it. I wasn't there in the theater alone, although him and I were. I mean, we were the only ones there. But don't cut it short for people in our age range. Yeah, I'm not recommending you go see it by yourself, but if you and the daughter wants to sit down and have a nice wholesome movie, it is a Scooby-Doo movie, but it also has like the Blue Falcon and the Blue Falcon dog. What was his name?
Dino Mutt.
It has Captain Caveman. It has Dick Dastardly.
Oh wow!
It has Muttley. So yeah, there were some fun cameos. There were some fun fun jokes that you get if you watched, the Hanna-Barbera cartoons back then, the Amazing Races or whatever they were called.
Wacky Races.
Mm-hmm. And no, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I both enjoyed it. We were halfway through it, and he said, he goes, "You like this? Have you seen this before?" I'm like, how would I have seen this before? He's like, "Oh, it's been out for a while. This is my second time." I'm like, okay, all right. We just like the experience. We just like going to the movies and hanging out and whole popcorn thing.
That's nice. Yeah. I think it's also streaming on HBO Max. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, some of my fondest memories of Peyton is just over the years. Movies became one of our things as well. So we've seen many, many movies together over the years, and just those are definitely cherished memories that I'll have. Just taking her, growing up, and just her and I. Yeah, we've been to a couple movies in our time as well. It was literally just us two in the theater, and
that's the best way to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, good for you. Glad you had fun. I'll check it out. I mean, some of the new Scooby-Doo content could be. It's supposed to be pretty good. A lot of the newer Scooby-Doo content.
Well, the fun thing about this one was they had. It starts with them as children,
mm-hmm.
and how they meet. And this is a very brief how they meet their first quote unquote case.
Okay.
And then it does the song sung by a newer, updated person.
Okay.
And then it does shot for shot the original, with the original monsters, the one with the helmet, the one with the Herman Munster haircut. And it does that shot for shot. It throws in a couple new shots, but they redid shot for shot Scooby-Doo, where are you? And it gives that whole, I hope we're not... I didn't sing enough of that, right? We can still put this on YouTube.
I think we're fine. Yeah.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. But no, it was cool. Stuff like that, old school stuff that they threw in.
Okay, good. Yeah, I will check it out. Yeah, so I'm fine. I'm good. Nice weekend. Quality time with Allie on Saturday, and I got to see Peyton on Sunday. My daughter spent nice few hours together, and both nights cooked out on the grill for the first time this season, Saturday and Sunday. Yes, absolutely. We made a beer can chicken on Saturday for the first time ever.
I saw the pictures of that. How was that?
I tell you what, it was incredible. So you just got a beer can chicken rack, which just makes it more stable.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon for like $15. You literally get a beer can, empty half the beer out, and you take the chicken, season it up. Mm-hmm. And you shove it over the cavity of the can. And you put it on the grill.
So you're shoving the can up its ass.
Literally, yes.
Okay.
And you cook it for a couple of hours. Keep watching the temperature. We close the grill for anyway. It is a very strange thing to see when you glance over there when the grill was open there for a minute, to have a dead bird sitting on your grill cooking.
Right.
However, it was.
That's actually delicious. how I sit out in the sun to get tanned.
Mm-hmm.
Beer can up my ass included. The whole deal.
Well, it keeps your insides more moist and everything else, right? So yeah,
and it
evaporates.
You get drunk faster too. It evaporates right into the system. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So highly recommend. Very, very good. Enjoyed our time. Right. We'll talk about it more. But Allie and I did watch Army of the Dead streaming on Netflix. It's Zack
Dave
Snyder.
Bautista?
Yeah, Dave Bautista.
Mm-hmm.
So the premise of the movie is and by the way, the opening scene, I don't know if you've seen, so Zack Snyder did The Watchmen. You ever see that comic book movie from a few years back?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's also, he actually did pretty good there. But anyhow, the opening scenes of Army of the Dead are pretty incredible. Kind of shows you the story of leading up to where the movie begins. So zombie apocalypse happens in Vegas. It explodes. They managed to contain the zombies in Vegas. This is no secret. This is all in the previews and everything else.
Okay.
So the zombies are ruling the city of Vegas.
So nowhere else in the country?
Nope. They're contained. Okay. They're contained in Vegas.
That's good.
They're planning. The U.S. government is planning to nuke Vegas. right, to wipe all the zombies out. Okay. But, outside Vegas, it's still normal life. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So people are struggling financially. There's all kinds of extra dynamics with people they have in camps because maybe they're contagious. So there's a whole kind of thing happening with that as a sub-story. Anyhow, Dave Bautista's former military, and this guy who has a casino in Vegas has $200 million in a safe that's not detected by the IRS, whatever it is. So basically, if you can get the money, it's free money. Hires Dave Bautista to get up a team to get into Vegas. You got to get past the zombies, get into the safe, crack the safe, get the money before the nuke drops on Vegas. And if he gets out of there with his team, he gets to keep $50 million and divide it up however he wishes. That's the premise of the movie. So a lot of things happen from there. It's more of a, it's not a traditional zombie movie, if you will. There's definitely zombies. It's more of an action movie with zombies in it.
Is there zombie sex? I thought I read an article, and Zack Snyder said that there was going to be zombie sex in there.
You don't see anything, but
they imply it or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, I won't go into it from there because nothing else is really revealed in the preview. Okay. So, worth a watch. If I paid full price in the theater, I might not be super thrilled to spend $40 on it, whatever.
Okay.
But watching on Netflix, we enjoyed it. We were entertained. I like Dave Bautista, I like some of the other actors that was in it. So, it's a fun summertime popcorn type movie. If you're expecting much more than that, you're probably going to be let down. But if you get your mind right that this is what this is, I'm going to be entertained. I'm going to get into the storyline. There you have it. So, yeah, good. Interesting concept. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, zombies being, the sci-fi, supernatural, if you will. Myself and my son, my girlfriend and her daughter, and Nikolai and his family, my sister, we all went to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And if you're not familiar with Point Pleasant, West Virginia, that is the Mothman, where the Mothman is from.
Now, the Mothman, explain that. So is that like the local legend of like a Bigfoot type of thing or something like that?
The thing has giant wings and it flies and it screeches. People say it looks like, I guess, what exactly? It sounds like Mothman, like a man type moth. That is where the Point Pleasant, there's a bridge there that collapsed in like 1967, 66, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And people saw the Mothman ahead of time. There was a lot of sightings, and a lot of people consider it like almost a premonition that something bad was going to happen, like a disaster was going to happen, and this did. If you've ever seen the Mothman prophecies with Richard Gere,
no, I didn't see that.
It tells kind of that story.
There's a movie called The Mothman Prophecies with Richard Gere based on that same legend.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's I think once again, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. But I think the premise of that movie is they're more focused on the bridge collapse, and he's investigating it, and then he starts hearing the stories about the Mothman. I kind of want to see it, go back and rewatch it. I don't remember it being a great movie.
Yeah.
But
2002, The Mothman Prophecies.
Right.
How about that?
Wow, I guess I wasn't a kid. I guess I was older. Huh.
Yeah, Richard Gere and Laura Linney. Now, Laura Linney is on that show. Gosh darn it. Jason Bateman on Netflix. The
Ozarks.
Ozarks. Yes. I love her on that show.
But this,
Deborah Messing. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
They have a giant metallic statue of the Mothman in the center of town that they encourage people to stop and take selfies with, and also it's the site of what I thought, and it appeared to be like maybe an Indian massacre when the settlers came in. There's there's statues of those and a big mural up against the Ohio River.
Okay.
There is a Mothman Museum. Not huge, but it's got a lot of the stories, a lot of there's a section devoted to the movie, have little trinkets and Richard Gere's watch from the movies, stuff like that. Right.
This is a cigarette, but Deborah Messing smoked during the filming of the movie.
Precisely.
Yep.
I think it was like $3.50 to get in.
Okay. Why not $4? Why not $5?
Well,
$3.50 that we've decided.
I am a
careful
collector.
Analysis. Yeah.
I'm a collector of coffee mugs, so I had to get my coffee. Any place we go, that is my souvenir, is coffee mug.
That's unique.
And all the kids got some souvenirs and whatnot. It was a good time. Kids got to the night before.
Hello, gentlemen. I am sorry to burst in here, but as you know, I am on location here, just kind of checking out what's going on. Nothing
what's the situation?
Really to report right now. Everything seems calm. But as soon as I have some more information, I will certainly let you guys know. I hope you're well. I hope you're staying safe through everything. And I just want you to know that no matter what happens, I will be here to give you the information that I have as soon as I have it. So until then, okay, I've got to go. Something's coming up. I got to go. I'll
Stay
talk
safe.
to you guys in a bit.
Stay
I'll
safe.
check back in.
Yes. Wow.
So the kids really enjoyed having. I think the biggest thing to it was them enjoying the pool in the hotel.
Okay.
But you also got to think. You also got to think that you were in West Virginia, and you quickly realize that you're in West Virginia. I love the people of West Virginia. Don't get me wrong. If we have listeners there, beautiful country, but you did, for the most part, everybody you saw and everybody you came in contact with were beautiful people, very nice, very social and welcoming. But you do occasionally see the stereotypical what somebody would think, the joke would be from West Virginia. I saw a guy with it was a sedan of some sort. I couldn't tell because it was all rust. And the 4 tires, the 8 tires, because there was 4 in the back seat. I don't.
Sure.
I mean, so you got to transport those tires somehow.
Yeah, where'd you keep the spare? You probably have your beer in the trunk or something.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. So did you hear the term yins?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yins. Where's yins from?
Yins from down yonder.
Yins coming. Yeah. Yep.
Now, the thing is when we associate the West Virginia culture and people of West Virginia, what we don't really talk about is that because Point Pleasant is literally over the bridge from Ohio.
Okay.
So Southern Ohio and West Virginia,
pretty close.
Oh yeah. The people are very they're very similar. They're you couldn't tell. I mean, if you live that close, you just cross the bridge, go to work, or to sell your 4 tires that were in your back seat. I don't know. But it's not just a West Virginia thing, because our hotel room was in Ohio, and you cross the river to go into West Virginia. And then on the way home, it took us a weird back way, not the way we came in, and it took us through West Virginia. A lot of trailers, around here in the Northeast Ohio area. We have trailer park homes, communities, almost a gated community for trailer parks. And for them, it's just that's where their trailer broke down, so that's where they just decided to live.
Yeah,
on the side of the road.
Yeah, we're in Northeast Ohio, so we're up in the Akron area, which, if you are listening to us, you don't know where the heck that is. It's about 45 minutes south of Cleveland. But you go about an hour and a half south of Akron, past Canton, and down. The world changes pretty quickly.
Now, if you're coming up from the south on 76, you keep going, you start to hear the gunshots, you've gone too far. Turn around, take a left. See, we all, Southern Ohio, Northern Ohio, we all have our issues. Tires in the back seat, Glocks being pointed at us up here. I don't know. Who knows?
Yep. Well, you know what people need down there to be more protected, Dean, maybe with all the craziness going on and tires flying around out of back seats and
it's dangerous,
shotguns and trailers to make sure everything is protected. You know, what is something maybe they could use, or people up here could use, perhaps? I don't know.
I think no matter where you're at, that's a good point, because no matter where you're at, the lifeblood of safety in our lives these days is insurance.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but you know who I go to, my go-to guy for insurance? Blake. Aaron Blake with Blake Insurance. It's an Erie insurance. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the word insurance again.
Go ahead.
Erie Insurance Agency, located in Barberton, Ohio. They offer auto, home, renters, business, or life. Once again, very important, the life insurance. We're all getting older. Who knows if this is our last hurrah?
That's right.
Life insurance is very important. Erie Insurance, let me tell you, is above all else in service. You call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com. Give you your free 5-minute quote today. Either Aaron's going to answer the phone or his wife, Tasha, is going to answer the phone. And both are very capable, very knowledgeable, and will give you the insurance and assurance that you need in your life.
That's terrific. Well done.
Terrific.
Well done.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, as when you say how about that, we were talking off camera a little bit. Saw a pretty incredible
about
story.
That rash?
No.
Oh, we're not going to bring that up. Sorry.
No, not today. But the basketball NBA Hall of Fame induction was not too long ago.
Okay.
It was a pretty big class this year. I mean, well-known class, I should say. So Kobe Bryant was inducted. Tim Duncan, is a great San Antonio Spur, multiple championships. Kevin Garnett and others were inducted into the Hall of Fame this past weekend. And the part that you did not know, and I'm reading some guy's Twitter feed here. I think it's a sportscaster. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to give this. I just thought it was a pretty incredible story. We're just talking random stuff tonight, random pop culture, different things, right? So
not rashes. Not rashes.
Not rashes. No. A former car salesman that has never played in, coached, or broadcasted a single NBA game was inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. So in 1984, with political turmoil making living conditions in India unsafe, so just getting shout out to our India friends, Nav Bhatia, Bhatia. I was trying to find the correct pronunciation, so I hope I'm close. Bhatia. He fled his home country, moving to Canada. And Nick might like this as well. Actually, I'm sure Nick knows this guy. We'll have to ask Nick if he ever appears and gets back from assignment, whatever that might be.
Okay. So
despite a degree in mechanical engineering, he struggled to find work because of his long beard and turban. So he's, in the photos here, we'll put a picture of him on the video on our page and stuff. Okay. After spending months applying to hundreds of jobs with no luck, Nav Bhatia finally accepted a job as a car salesman. It was in the rough part of town. He was severely overqualified, but his mission was simple: to prove hard work trumps hate. Through a unique combination of hard work, a friendly personality, and some catchy radio ads, he became the best car salesman in Canada. No, seriously. He sold 127 cars in his first 90 days on the job.
Oh, shit.
That's a record that still stands today. I don't know if it's everywhere or at least Canada. After proving his worth as a car salesman, Nav Bhatia was recruited to become the general manager of a larger dealership across town. The business was close to bankruptcy, and the current owner felt he might be able to turn it around. But there was just one problem. When Nav Bhatia arrived at his new gig, all but one of his current employees quit. They refused to work for him. Rather than sulk in his sorrow, he did what he always did. He got to work. He hired entirely new staff and started to transform the business. Within a few years, the near-bankrupt dealership was now one of the largest in all of Canada. And the best part, he ended up buying the dealership along with the one that hired him in 1984. After spending a decade working for, purchasing, and building up two car dealerships in Toronto, he was now a self-made millionaire. That gave him the financial flexibility to pursue his other passion, basketball. This is where the Raptors come in.
Okay.
When the Toronto Raptors were named the NBA's 28th franchise via league expansion in 1995, he purchased season tickets. The team was terrible, but he didn't care. He showed up to every game and was the loudest guy in the arena, cheering from start to finish. In 1998, after years of Nav Bhatia's loyalty and dedication to the struggling franchise, general manager Isaiah Thomas, another Hall of Famer, took notice. He called Bhatia to the center court during halftime of a game and bestowed upon him his new official title, Superfan. Nav was ecstatic. In the 25-plus years he has been a fan of the Raptors, there have been 13 losing seasons, multiple blizzards, and even blackouts. He has not missed a single home game. He never leaves early, and he's still the loudest guy in the arena, even at 69 years old. After the Raptors won their first NBA title in 2018, Nav Bhatia became the only fan in NBA history to receive an official championship ring. He also participated in the championship parade. Now he's the first fan to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And here's what he said after being inducted. I made a promise as a kid to my mom I would never remove my turban. Today it is in the Hall of Fame. Embrace what makes you different. It is your superpower. This is the crown I wear each day. Thank you, Mom. Simply incredible. My favorite part from the writer, Nav Bhatia spends $300,000 per year to send thousands of kids to Raptors games. He intentionally makes people from different backgrounds, black, white, brown, rich, poor, Christian, Muslim, sit next to each other. Why? To bring communities closer together. In the end, this is what sports are all about. They have a unique ability to bring different people, personalities, cultures, races, and religions together, uniting everyone's passion toward one common goal, winning. The perfect example, Toronto's own Nav Bhatia. And I'm going to show her his picture here, if I can get it out of the reflection. Sorry. Yeah. Where the hell is it? Sorry.
I was going to say.
I panned down. There he is.
All right.
So
I'm expecting a little more gray, but okay.
Well, let's see. Here he is now.
Okay.
I accidentally scrolled a little bit here.
Our graphics department is fantastic.
Yeah, isn't it incredible? We'll post a picture as well, but I just thought that was
good.
Fantastic feel-good story, and we know that Nick is a passionate Canadian sports fan, definitely a Raptors fan, and so I'm sure if we say the super fan, Nick would know exactly who we're talking about there. So great story, and all the bull crap that's out there, and the ridiculousness, and it's nice to hear a good story like that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know much about Canada, Toronto, the Raptors, basketball. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a whole lot to add to that. But you're right. It's a really cool story. You did say that he only, or that he promised his mother he'd never take his turban off, but it's in the Hall of Fame. Is like one of his turbans in the Hall of Fame?
One of the turbans in the Hall of Fame. So there's a picture.
They cut his head off.
Yeah.
It seemed like that would be a weird way to do it, but if he's not going to take it off,
yeah, it shows a glass case in the photo, and there's like
cool.
a mannequin head and his turban on it and stuff
Good.
like that. So yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty sweet stuff. So also pretty sweet. A movie recently turned 20 years of age, and you think a 20-year-old movie, to me, it still sounds like it would be like something from the 80s. It feels like might be 20 years ago at times. I'm not sure, but the movie Shrek turned 20 years of age on April 22nd. So it was released April 22nd, 2001. And I had to kind of pause for a second to get my head around that.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, we are on the 20-year anniversary of me never seeing the movie Shrek.
You have not seen it?
Crazy. No,
really?
I have not. No.
Oh.
Well, 20 years ago, I didn't have children. So I knew that it was out. I know of it. But it just never crossed my mind to go watch it. And I think my son has seen it, maybe, or one of them, or a few of them. I don't know, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
I do like the story behind it. That 90% of it was done by Chris Farley.
Yes.
And then he died, and then they went back and shot it with Mike Myers.
Right.
I would love to hear that. What audio is out there?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it
Somebody's
still exists.
Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah, that'd be cool to go back and hear that audio.
That would be interesting. Although
because it makes it a totally different movie.
It does. I'm sure it does. Absolutely. I mean, Mike Myers is basically doing his Scottish impression that he was doing, but it worked. I don't know. And anyways, go.
Well, you can't hear anything else but that accent. I mean, you see the picture, you hear the accent.
Right.
That's why it's so mind-bending to think that Chris Farley was doing just Chris Farley.
Yeah.
I don't know that he might have been doing a voice. I don't know, but I can't imagine him doing, a put-on voice.
It wouldn't seem like it would make a lot of sense with Chris Farley doing that.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm back. I'm sorry to interrupt. Just real quick. We've recently had to take cover. The situation has intensified. It is getting more intense. I don't think we're at any real threat just at this moment, but I just wanted to check in and see how you guys were doing. How's everything going there on the Convincing Idiots podcast? How are you guys doing? Good. Okay. I think we've lost connection. Okay. It's hard to say how this is going to pan out, but as situation becomes available, I will certainly be checking.
Did you hear? Speaking of like 20 years, how long ago was like the Clone Wars? I think probably not 20 years, but it's been a long time.
Are you talking about that?
Dave Filoni.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dave Filoni, he started his production in the Star Wars, world. He was taught by George Lucas himself. George Lucas was his mentor, and then he was the one who was the producer and writer for the Clone Wars TV shows.
Okay.
Now The Mandalorian, all those cartoons, The Mandalorian, and he's going to be the executive producer along with what's his name?
Jon Favreau?
Jon Favreau.
Okay.
Of these new ones, like the Book of Boba Fett and whatnot. But he was, kind of those producer guys. And he is now, it was leaked online that Dave Filoni is promoted to the executive creative director of Star Wars, the whole Star Wars franchise.
Control for all the stuff at Disney?
All the creative control.
Wow.
Which, a lot of people's comments were, okay, you're 9 years too late.
We got that right.
If you had done it, if you'd have done this
before
Force Awakens.
You know what? we've talked about a lot of this stuff prior. It's just maybe Disney learned something from this trilogy that people are not that excited about it. Certainly not the true fans aren't overly thrilled with the end result. And I think they're learning with Jon Favreau and the Marvel Universe, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Let people who are fans of the universe and the content, let those folks do it. They're going to do it right. They're going to do it from the perspective of a true fan and not screw around with a storyline like Sony with Marvel and Spider-Man and all that garbage. Just let the fans
and with Dave Filoni, Dave Filoni not only is a fan, but he was mentored by George Lucas. George Lucas would sit there and explain to him the ins and outs of the story of Star Wars, what it meant, what it is, what is the basic heart of Star Wars. So Dave Filoni has that knowledge inside of him.
Yeah.
If there's anybody you're going to trust, it should be Dave Filoni, and that's what Disney is going with. Now, a lot of people, said, "Oh, this is great to hear," but turns out this happened last year. It just kind of got leaked. Well, not leaked, but what did they say? That it was that Disney didn't, because of pandemic or whatever reason, they didn't get around to updating their corporate website.
Oh, geez.
So they ended up finally updating the corporate website. That's why people found this out. But he's been doing it for a year now.
Very good.
So, and a lot of people are asking, what happens to Kathleen Kennedy? Is that putting her out? Nope, not putting her out. Kathleen Kennedy's actually the one who promoted it. It was her call.
Okay. Well, good.
Now, this, she's not going anywhere, at least for now. But what this does is, I think hopefully, it gives him a little more say than it does her or the directors or whoever's going to write or direct for Lucasfilms has to come to him for approval. And with his passion, knowledge, and creative that, kind of supported and nurtured by George Lucas, hopefully that he has that final say.
That's good.
That she doesn't, or an executive from Disney doesn't.
Yeah, she's probably like, these Star Wars nerds are motherfuckers.
Well, that's the thing. Is
these guys are, but it's actually it's. I think it also ties to a more serious note. But every successful business leader, a lot of them will say, not every. I said every the most, but most successful business leaders, put it that way. You hear them say similar commentary, and I hire people who's smarter than I am, and I let them do it. I let them have their say. I let them do it. So it's nice to hear that you have a smart leader in her to step back and say, I don't know this stuff like this. Some other people. Let's give people more control over who are passionate about this stuff and let them do it. So, yeah, good for them. Good for her. Good for the company. I think it's going to continue to produce better Star Wars content. Go ahead.
I don't know what some people think that that Kathleen Kennedy, what kind of has these reins with the Disney situation, but she was an executive producer on the original trilogy. She was with Lucasfilms for years and years and years. This wasn't her at the helm of Lucasfilms wasn't a Disney. I don't think it was a Disney situation. She's been with George Lucas for many years also. But she also was more of the, I think, corporate, executive producer type thing rather than creative and putting story on film or whatnot.
Okay.
That Dave Filoni is. So that is, to me, that is great news. And let's hope that, like you said, that we get great content going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. Yeah, I mean, so far so good with the Disney Plus shows. I still haven't gotten into the Bad Batch quite yet. I tried to watch the first episode. I got to go back. I not because of the show, but I was tired. I fell asleep. I just can't. I haven't got as excited for that just yet.
It's a little slow. It's not as fast as I would like it to be. There's 16 episodes of this thing.
Oh boy! Yeah.
So there's some episodes that you know, the Mandalorian, where they have the one episode where they have to fight the spiders.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like that didn't they didn't advance any of the story. That was just kind of an off set, you know, off planet set where they have to do a little adventure. And then next week we'll get back on to advancing the story forward.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this in the Bad Batch.
Okay. Yeah.
Little they just introduced spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I said it, so you know, Finnick Chan or whatever, the bounty hunter from Mandalorian that's with Boba Fett now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the woman, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A younger version of her is in this series.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. I like that. All right. Cool. Have you seen, speaking of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows, Ewan McGregor? He was on Jimmy Kimmel recently.
I watched it, yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah, so it was nice to see him with the hair and the beard and the Star Wars stuff in the background. He's very, very tight-lipped. Jimmy tried to get some stuff out of him, but he was not budging. But it was cool to see him with that look again. So I'm interested. Interested in the Ben Kenobi? Yeah.
The Kenobi series, the Lando series, they ended up canceling the Rangers of the New Republic series. That got canceled.
And that was because of the woman they fired, or what was that?
Gina Carano got fired, but there's reports that she might come back. But once again, just reports. So I don't know if you know what exactly was the reason. Maybe it just didn't come together. Maybe Dave Filoni himself thought, you know, there's a better way to tell this, or we can combine this. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard she can come back, but she has to publicly state that the vaccines are positive and that the election was 100% legitimate.
Is that real?
Something like that. No, I don't know.
Okay. I was gonna say, oh shit, that's a hell of a stand there.
Yeah. I don't think she would do that, but yeah, I'm just making a joke. Yeah.
But speaking of the pandemic or the what we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was not in the realm of popular culture entertainment, but just our culture in general. So, you know, we know that we continue to live during strange times that hopefully we never have to experience again for many, many reasons. But so the pandemic in the United States, as we know, is, you know, more and more people are getting vaccinated, but still it seems to be we're kind of stuck around half the population getting vaccinated. And we're not talking about this whole political nonsense, and we could, you know, talk about.
I think the report was 70% of adults
have had at least one shot, right?
Have at least one shot.
Okay.
Woo! Yeah. So I think once we have, because 70% is what I've always heard is that's kind of the goal of where you want to be by July 4th. That way you can open up as much as we are.
Right.
But the scary thing is all these businesses they're going on the trust issue. Like you told me, you know, we talked about this off camera. The trust issue of, you know, come in if you're vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, wear a mask. Okay. Well, nobody's going to ask you. And even if you did, all you can do is go, no, I'm vaccinated. Conversation over.
Right. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, so I was in Chipotle tonight. That's the same thing. You don't have to wear a mask and more stores are like that now, to where, like you say, it's the honor system. But you're right. They're not going to police it. They can't police it. They're not going to put their employees in any weird position to try to police stuff like that.
And it should, as they should. I mean,
exactly. However, I shopped for the first time last week at a local Menards, like a hardware store, with no mask, and it was a strange experience. It was later in the evening. If I'm not mistaken, it was me and one other person I saw in the entire store without a mask. Now the employees are wearing it. I get it.
Sure. Right.
I've been vaccinated. Let me just put that out there. I've been fully vaccinated. So it was definitely a strange but very freeing experience. You know what I'm saying? Just to walk through and just odd. But do you find yourself, Dean, you see people with a mask wondering, like, what's the deal here? Are you being precautious? Are you against it? Are we going to create another prejudice if we're not already? But people no mask for a while. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Here's the way I look at it. And then once again, I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm not speaking for Brian or Nick, who is on assignment, or Convincing Idiots as an entity. I speak for me. When I see somebody without the mask, I don't. How do I put it? I think with or without a mask, everybody I come in contact with is an asshole. So
with or without a mask?
Or without a mask, just as human beings themselves. So I don't have to worry about the prejudice going, oh, he has a mask, he's cool, or he doesn't have a mask, he's an asshole. I think everybody's just an asshole in general, and I have a disdain for humankind, so it's easier for me to do this, so I don't have to be prejudiced one way or the other.
I gotcha.
Brian, you need to learn how to hate. It makes you feel better. It opens a lot of it opens your mind a lot. I just maybe something you should look into.
Yeah. I it's a tough one because I have friends too that are anti-vax.
What do you mean? What is that?
They don't agree with even getting the vaccine because
no. I mean the word friends. What is that? What does that mean?
Right. Yeah. You should look into it.
I'll Google it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's just a strange thing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's a little frustrating at times, and my daughter's uncertain about the vaccine. I've talked with her about it, and she's still not fully on board yet, and doesn't really want to talk about it and stuff. And it's frustrating and worrisome a little bit. It's just I don't know. I
mean, did you explain to her that if a man of your age can take it and be all right, that she's going to be totally fine?
Sure. I mean, absolutely. It definitely made it clear, her grandmother, myself, Allie, we're all getting. Allie's daughter got her first shot today, which is cool. So I don't know.
But in reality, without joking around, really the way I look at it is, I'm protected, and yes, I do kind of come off as a little bit of an asshole in this thought of that. I know I'm protected. A lot of I would think most of my parents are vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. The people closest around me are vaccinated. So we're okay. So if you are willing to go out there and take the chance that somebody else also is thinking like you and doesn't want to get vaccinated, and you get each other sick, well, okay, that's a risk that you knew was a possibility. You took the risk.
Yeah, I think it's all going to blow over pretty quickly. I think they're going to open everything up. They're not going to require masks, and people are just going to show up again. You're not going to know. And everybody's just sort of going to take your own risk. And
but even if I knew that somebody else, look at the math of it. And this is once again Dean's math, right? You have 4 people. If 3 of them are vaccinated, this other guy, the one guy's not vaccinated, well, he's not getting them sick. They're not getting him sick. So it's part of the quote unquote herd immunity, right? Am I right on that?
The thing is, you can get sick, and you may not know that you're sick, but since you have the vaccine, you're not going to get as sick, and you may not even know that you have it. So you
and I could have already had it.
Sure.
And we could have. And once again, you give it for the 14 days or whatever they say, it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So unless I come in contact with a non-vaccinated person,
right,
everybody's just
or it could happen the other way too. I mean, the guy that's not
sure.
he could be sick and not know it right away and pass it on to people who've been vaccinated. But again, it's just the odds of getting severely ill is next to nothing when you've been vaccinated. Matter of fact, I think there was a story with the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
recently.
Bill Maher too.
Right, they were sick. They had been vaccinated. They got it.
Yep.
They were positive, but they didn't even know it. They had no signs of even really having it. So, but they still had to quarantine and all that stuff. So yeah.
I mean, personally, to me, just get the fucking shot.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah, if you don't shoot, you don't score, right?
That's right.
I mean,
exactly.
you get the
exactly.
shot. Yeah.
That's right. Yep. So we were talking about
So this is about the end of the show, guys. It's been fun.
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube by searching Convincing Idiots.
So how was the assignment?
The assignment was good. I know that I couldn't give too much away, but I'm pretty sure everyone knew what assignment I was on and what's going on. There's some.
Was it a beer can up your ass?
There may or may not have been that at one point or another. But as everyone knows in the world, there's some serious things going on that I had to go report on. The Toronto Maple Leafs are in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They played a game tonight, so therefore I had to be on assignment upstairs in my house watching the game. So yes, I apologize for being late, but I am here now and happy to report the good guys won. We are up 3-1 and one win away from advancing to the next round. So cheers and
cheers.
So I missed you both dearly, though.
Yeah, good for you. So we were talking, Nick. One of the stories we talked about when before you came back was: do you know who Nav Bhatia is?
Nav Bhatia? The super fan?
There we go.
Of course I do.
Nav Bhatia.
Of course I do. The man's a goddamn national treasure. Of course I do.
Nav Bhatia.
Nav Bhatia.
Too bad you weren't part of that goddamn conversation.
Were you being racist?
No.
Okay.
He read the whole story.
Oh, I thought Dean was like bad mouthing.
No.
What's Dean?
It was actually it was a fantastic story. I'd never heard of this guy before.
He's the super fan. Yeah, former car dealership owner, immigrant to Canada. Made a happy living, and he's had Raptors season tickets since like the beginning, and he got a championship ring. I mean, he's like, he's
See, you didn't even have to fucking read that, Brian.
Oh yeah, I know. Nav, yeah.
You only have so many reading capabilities with those old eyes of yours, and you just wasted a whole bunch when Nick could have.
So I like how all the things that we talk about. All the things that you guys, movies you've seen from the 70s and the 80s, you bring up a Toronto sports story that I'm not here for. The one thing I can really is my expertise. Yeah, of course I know Nav. Yeah.
I said you would know. I just happened to be scrolling, literally just waiting for Dean to join the call.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through Facebook, and some guy posted that story because he was recently inducted, as you know, into the NBA Hall of Fame, the only fan.
Yeah, very
cool. And I'm
cool.
like, this is actually a great story.
Is that in the builder category, or how does that work? I wonder. Is he the first? He's got to be the first
and only fan.
Yeah. Yep. That's what he said.
That's pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was a great story. I said the Nick's going to know who this guy is. I guarantee it. So,
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I've actually I've had a brief exchanges with Nav on Instagram before over certain things.
Really?
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. He's become a bit of a celebrity, just being he's always courtside, and everybody's like,
shit. If you're in the Hall of Fame,
right? Yeah,
that's going to be the case.
Obviously, very recognizable. He's always courtside, and he's always very animated, and he's got the turban on, and he's always in a Raptors jersey, and his turban always matches. Whatever jersey he might be wearing and stuff. Yeah,
that's what they put in the Hall of Fame is his turban.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed that story.
Yes.
So Nick, when you came on, we were talking. Go ahead, Dean.
No, I was just going to say one of the things you missed was the beautiful dulcet tones of Brian reading the story. But
okay.
Maybe you go back and listen.
I will definitely be listening. Yes, I will definitely be listening.
Yeah, it's soothing, like one of those like meditation apps or something like that. If you just drift
All I'm
off.
saying is, if you're watching on YouTube, you don't see my hands throughout that whole story.
Not the whole segment.
I'll tell you what. If I could have,
that's all I'm gonna say.
If so you guys are familiar with A Whole New World, like the Aladdin song,
Yes.
And on the soundtrack, I believe it was it Vanessa Williams?
I believe so.
There's a man and a woman part, right? So if there are two people in my personal life that I could choose to narrate that song, maybe not sing it. I don't know about singing voices. I'm sure you both have lovely singing voices as well, but definitely to narrate that in poem form. People that I know in my personal life, the male version would be done by Brian Fisher for sure, our resident Gen Xer here, and the female part would be definitely done by Dean's girlfriend's mother. Yes, she would definitely. Lynn has the most soft, wonderful, welcoming, soothing female voices. I've told her before she should narrate like children's books or something like that. But yeah, if Lynn and Brian were to maybe narrate A Whole New World in poem form, that's something I'd be interested in. I think we could make that happen, actually.
We have to make it happen, D. Yeah. We do trivia when she's there. We'll both have to read it.
I would like that. I would really like that.
Okay, we can do this.
Maybe, there's holidays coming up. Perhaps for Memorial Day or Independence Day, you guys could gift me that. That would be great. I would appreciate that.
What about a new segment on the show? Brian reads porn. You take like the transcript of like take the whole whatever, not lyrics, but the script of porn. He's not going to describe the sex. He's not even going to.
It's more of like, I have a large meat lovers to deliver extra sausage, like, and it's
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I hear your fridge is on the fritz.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else I can put my meat?
If you do the research, I will read it. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Brian, read something. I'm not married to the porn thing, at least not in that sense.
Speak for yourself. I've made a pretty big commitment to it in my life.
No, I'm talking about Brian reading porn.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I'm definitely committed to watching it.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are in a committed relationship in that sense. Yeah. But yeah, Brian reads something. We'll work out the kinks.
I like it.
Where is your stepbrother? I don't know. It's something like that. A sneak preview. Yeah. Okay. So what we're talking about, Nick, is when you came on, this kind of the weirdness that we're in the pandemic stage of.
No one knows the rules.
That's kind of it. So it's that's partly it. It's like, we go into stores, and I went to Chipotle tonight for dinner, and it's like they have a sign: "You're welcome to come in without a mask if you've been vaccinated. Please come in." It's they're asking nicely. Hey, listen.
And the bottom it said, "Except you, Frank, stay the fuck out." I don't know who Frank is, but it was really mean.
I noticed tonight.
Frank is the guy that didn't wear masks even when it was mandatory. So they're like, we don't fucking trust Frank's judgment. Frank can stay out.
Right. But I've noticed that even in the Chipotle tonight, most people were still wearing a mask. Now, we did going in, although we were vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I went shopping last week in another place, and most people had a mask still. The employees, that's fine. They're going to wear them as a precaution, I'm sure, or whatever.
Or to convey safety to customers. That if you don't know if our employees are vaxxed or not, but here, everybody's got masks on. Yeah.
Right. So what are your thoughts when you see people with or without masks? Do you look at them differently, think about them differently? Do you not care? Is it a weird thing for you?
It probably depends on how they look. And I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but we all do someone's real country looking and they're, they look like, I'm like, yeah, you probably were resisting masks at every turn anyway. Like if you look like you're one of those people.
The only reason you're not wearing a mask is so you can spit your chew.
Right. You haven't been vaxxed, but you're saying fuck it, and you're just going to go against every guideline anyway because America and you can't tell me what to do and all that stuff. But that's the difficult part about this, right? Is like you have to trust people to be honest. It's an honor system, and some people, a lot of people you can, and some people you can't, and that's what it is. At the end of the day, things are looking up. That's the good news. Everyone in my house that has the ability to be vaccinated has been vaccinated. Unfortunately, the kids are just the kind of part you think about where, so our kids still wear masks when we're out and stuff like that. And we usually do too, kind of in support of that, and to, wear masks when they wear masks and things like that. But I don't know, I guess and maybe I'm wrong in this, but I feel pretty like relatively carefree about it because I'm like, whatever, if you don't want to get vaxxed, you want to play with it.
Right.
I don't give a shit, really. It's not my problem until, you give it to your kid and your kid gives it to my kid or something like that.
See,
but
I'm going to have
that's the same. We're still taking those precautions in public with our children. But yeah, Dean, go ahead.
I want the most immunity that I possibly can. I had COVID. I got my 2 shots. It's been well past the 2-week period. So really what I'm doing now I want that fifth ring, right?
Yep.
So I'm going around licking every fucking door handle that I possibly see in public, just so I can get that extra, layer of protection.
So Dean, what if something didn't necessarily look like a conventional door handle, but it maybe had a sticker on it that said door handle? Would you lick that?
Lick it like crazy. It like crazy.
Okay, I have a label maker. Okay.
Yep. What's that?
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Okay. Just good to know.
All right.
But yeah, no, it's it's definitely a weird time where you don't like. I don't know if Dean, if you discussed our work situation, because Dean and I work together, but our work situation is
we do porn.
We do porn. Yes, but we don't have to have the masks on as long as we're within we're supposedly if we're a good social distance away from people, and being as well endowed as Dean and I are, it's usually not a problem. But but that's kind of the thing. So anyway, I digress. Customers that come in, whatever, they don't have to wear masks. The sign's no longer posted, but it is that kind of weird thing. And now I find myself, I try to pay attention to it. I still take a mask with me everywhere, but because I'm not wearing them all day at work, I kind of noticed that maybe I'm not, it feels weird to have it on now. Like today I took Robin to an appointment, which we're in a Summa Health facility. Obviously everybody's got the mask on and, I wear it, but it feels weird to me now to have the mask on because, before I'm wearing it 8 hours a day and now I'm not at all during the day. So it's just that kind of adjustment period. But
you guys went to the hospital. Was that to reattach the balls that she had in her purse?
No, she's going to hang on to those. She's going to hang on to those because we're going to stay together. So she's going to hang on to those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Precautionary. Yeah.
Just to make sure that they're in good order and everything. And in case I should ever need them again. But I'm not worried about it.
I mean, right.
I'm not worried about it.
That's good. Well, I am sad that we only got to spend a little bit of time with Nick. But I think we've come to our allotted what people can hear of my voice without wanting to just beat their head up against a wall. So I think we're coming to the end of this episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I appreciate you letting me do my special investigative reporting, and
I'm glad everything turned out all right.
It did. It turned out good, very good.
Fantastic.
As a scorn. So, real quick, I won't go into too much detail. Obviously, we are located in Northeast Ohio. I am a Toronto sports fan. However, we can agree that we have had similar experiences as I would honestly liken, as much as it pains me to say it, I would liken the Maple Leafs to the Browns in the regard that it is the popular sport in that city. The fans are die-hard. We have been long since suffering. We have had many collapses. There's been a lot of heartache. So much like you Northeastern Ohio sports fans in general, I'm no stranger to heartache and things like that. So I'm hesitant to, go all in.
Be optimistic.
In hockey or basketball, same best of 7 series of any sort. A 3-1 series lead is pretty good. Tonight was decided in a very dominant fashion. So I'm very happy with that.
Although that's how the Cavs won. That's how the Cavs won their championship.
What's that?
Was being down 3-1, and they came back to win it.
That's true. Yes, so let's
just
not...
throwing it out there.
Right, so exactly. Good to be aware of, but
Yep.
That's not going to happen here, we're hoping, and so yeah.
Don't get cocky, leave that in
I'm
your
not
mouth.
cocky, I'm just... Oh, believe me, I'm...
On both ends of that, never. I'm always taking the responsible route on both of those.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's smart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nick,
I think we did it.
Yes, we did do it.
I think we did it. I think we did it well, Brian.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, Nick, do you mind reminding the folks where we can be found, sir?
Just come back here to do work.
Do not. Yeah. To do the outros? Shit. All right.
Yeah.
Search us up on YouTube and Facebook. Just search up Convincing Idiots. We're on Twitter at Convincing Idiots with no S. That's singular. We are also on Instagram at Convincing_Idiots. We're on TikTok at Convincing Idiots. And we can be reached via email at convincingidiots@gmail.com. Or if you'd like all that information neatly wrapped for you, you can go Google our Convincing Idiots link tree. Just Google Convincing Idiots link tree, LINKTREE, and you will have every single link right there in front of you. And you can go to whichever one of those social media platforms that the kids use that you prefer. So for another episode of Convincing Idiots, I am Millennial Nick.
I am Dean.
I'm Brian. I'm not singing it, Brian.
No, no, I think we should do like an outro with our names, like Boys to Men style.
My name is Nick.
I am Dean.
Brian.
Have we convinced you that this is the new preferable outro? I'm fucking convinced. I'm convinced. I like this.
I'm in.
Yeah.
All in.
Brian McKnight.